It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Prof is a fucking terrorist. A fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
Bruh.
Fuck you.
What's up, everybody?
right, everybody. Hello and welcome to Friday night. Wow, tonight is Friday, April 17th, and it's been a long couple weeks or month already. What can I say? Um, and look, I'm not sure if you guys are having internet problems, but there's some internet weirdness here. But welcome in anyhow. I'm glad to see everyone. And boy, just a miracle to get to sit here. And this place is crazy. You know, YouTube Street. Um, but I'm going to try to work this program out tonight. Tonight is called Delphi Polls, and you'll see what it's about momentarily. But we'll try to work this out, and hopefully, there's not too many technical difficulties. Um, what's up, Rebecca Ann? Hello, Rebecca, Matt Payton, Critter Mama, Mandy Boo, Becky's here, Christina's here. Peachy. We got Deb's here, Travis Denny, Emily, Critter Mama, Violet's, um, Nicole Watt, Dennis McKean. Welcome to everybody. I'm glad to see everyone. If I didn't call your name, just jump in the chat and say hi, and I'll say your name. Appreciate everyone being here. But I got to tell you, it's really not. It's really not so. I don't know what's the word. Encouraging to be around here anymore, as you guys all know. I mean, it should be clear to everyone that this place is a ghost town when it comes to Delphi. Okay. So what you end up seeing now is that there's no one around. Okay. Um, it's just an absolute ghost town. It's hard to understand why. And it's not encouraging. There's really no incentive to be here. It's very difficult to even make the time because look, life is serious and there's a lot of things going on and there's lots of things that we have to take care of on a daily basis in each of our lives. And and without uh, the encouragement and incentives to be here, it's hard to repeatedly be here. Um, and you know, if you look around the community, you've seen so many people's lives destroyed as a result of engaging with this evil case. Okay, the Delphi murders. Um, Many lives destroyed, and it's just absolutely a terrible place to be. Um, I'm sure many of those who've gotten mauled in this case would not have entered if they knew what was coming. And and it's kind of the same here. You know, it's like it's very difficult to even want to sit down and come and do anything with this case because it's like this. Anybody who comes out with an independent voice and speaks authentically of their own free will, it's a you're entering an arena where you're dealing with a large group of people who are here solely to control this case. And I mean, it's like this. When you've got a case where you've got at least 100 individuals trolling, controlling, manipulating the public around this case. It's a daunting task because there's only one of you and there's 100 of them, and this case has been that way. And it's just it's so terrible that you can't even find the words. And I'm to the point now where I'm just at a loss for words. How many times do I have to come and say the same shit over and over again? Um, so basically, in my opinion, it's the state police of Indiana, law enforcement of Indiana, has an entire contingent of people online, ensuring that this case sticks and that no one discusses the important things, and and they all work together to do so. Which leads me into, if you look back, okay, if you look back, I remember 3 years ago when I was stupid enough to enter this arena and I started talking about this case. And you remember back then, basically, it was me and Noe. you know, you guys know Noe, right? It's me and Noe. So, in other words, I was lone wolf out here, right? I'm the lone wolf perpetrator. And it was me. And then Noe decided to befriend me. And it was me and Noe. And what you saw then was you saw just a tidal wave of attacks against me and Noe that went on for years and even continues to this day. And we coined the phrase "troll farm" to describe those people. Uh, and then time moved on, and it's kind of funny because recently, um, you've seen that Erica and Christina have been uh, two people who have befriended me, and and together we express our opinions in our own ways separately. No one tells another what to do. We have our takes on this, and we present our takes on this, and it's just so funny to see that it's just not enough to attack me. Okay, it's just not enough, but they always go for the people standing right beside me, and uh, and the funniest thing today, I saw that it's Eric and Christina, and you've been noticing, I'm sure, in the past couple months. Um, it was me and Erica had a quite a fierce series of attacks, and wouldn't you know it? Okay, so now they decided that Christina deserves to be smeared and attacked, and that's just hilarious because let's be honest here. Okay. We're dealing with a bunch of woke libtards, right? Woke fucking libtards who always sit on their high horse and politicize everything firstly, okay? Which, if you go into this community that we're going to be speaking about momentarily, you'll see that they politicize everything. They inflame, they're basically divisive individuals, okay? And they've latched on to Richard Allen as a social media uh, uh, clout campaign. Okay. Um, and it's funny to see these people. Okay. Now, obviously, tonight, right now, I'm talking about the cranks, quote unquote. How fucking ridiculous is that? The cranks. Okay. Look, the cranks work for law enforcement. Okay. Has everyone figured out what the cranks are? Let me just lay this out very simply for you. Okay. The cranks consist of a majority of individuals working directly for law enforcement and individuals who have worked for law enforcement their entire lives. Okay. And in addition, they've recruited a couple of influencers. Okay, so with the cranks, what you have is you have a whole group of people who are working for law enforcement, probably the Indiana State Police, I would guess. Okay, and they've gone and they've tapped a couple influencers, quote unquote. Okay, so what the cranks are is a bunch of individuals who I call law enforcement adjacent, because if you look into their histories, they all come from law enforcement. They've all worked for law enforcement or with law enforcement for years. They have degrees in law enforcement. They've worked side by side with law enforcement since before the Delphi murders. That's the cranks. Okay, and in addition, they've gone and they've tapped a couple of influencers to serve that arm of the campaign. Okay, it says why I call them the controlled opposition. And the funniest thing is that they come here, out here, onto the internet, and they accuse us of being and doing exactly what they are and do. You get it? That's what the cranks are. Okay, so they come out and they say, you're not real innocenters, or you're state actors. That's like, for real. Have I ever worked for law enforcement? No. You know, have I gone and had training in media relations? No. You know, am I an influencer? No. But every single one of these fucking cranks are. Just like the troll farm, who we used to constantly talk about. Now let's see. CIs. CIs. What are confidential informants? What are informants, and who are they beholden to? Okay, informants are beholden to the law enforcement and prosecutors who give them the deals, right? So you got a bunch of informants, you got a bunch of PR people who specifically work for law enforcement, and you got a handful of influencers. And that's who we're fighting against. Now, ask yourself, why on earth ever would you see that in a double homicide of two little kids? Fucking damn near 10 years ago. Can someone explain that to me? I'm just waiting for someone to explain to me why you would see dozens of CIs, informants, law enforcement adjacent PR people, and social media influencers all working collectively as a team on behalf of the state police. Why would you see all of that on a case of a double homicide of two little kids damn near 10 years ago? And everyone will say we're fucking crazy, right? Everyone will say, you're crazy. There's no way. You're crazy. No, I'm not crazy. You know what's crazy? These motherfuckers are crazy. Every single one of them has weaponized law enforcement. They've weaponized the copyright system, the identity system, they've weaponized our children. It's just absolutely insane. But we're the crazy ones, right? We're the crazy ones. We're crazy for calling it out. But literally, you look into every one of these individuals' backgrounds and you discover that they are law enforcement adjacent, they are informants, or they are social media influencers who have been brought in to join the team. And so what's insane is they accuse us of committing crimes. Is the other insane aspect, because, like I say, they always accuse us or project of exactly what they are and what they do. So yeah, they accusing of committing crimes. Sure. Yeah, you know what? Call the police. Please call the police. If you believe you have been the victim of a crime, please call the police immediately. Put down the YouTubes and press 911. If you believe you've been the victim of crime, press 911 and report the crimes. Jesus. But this is what we're dealing with from fucking Midwestern informants, law enforcement adjacent PR teams, and the social media influencers they have recruited. But boy, they've done a good job because they have a lot of the community duped. They really do. A lot of this Delphi community has been duped over the years. I mean, look at people. People used to fucking watch Anthony Greeno, you know, like for real, for real. That people used to listen to and watch Anthony fucking Greeno. That's how fucking sick this shit is, right? And then you got individuals in Dayton, Ohio, and Kokomo, in fucking Michigan, in fucking Lafayette. It's just unbelievable. The center points of crime in Indiana and in the Midwest. All of these individuals hail from those localities. And we have to sit here and eat shit on a daily basis. But these people, I guess what I'm saying is, okay, so they will sit on their high horses, right, all high and mighty, and woke as fuck, and preach all of this bleeding heart liberalism, right, and they'll bash Trump, and they'll bash anyone in that political sphere, right, and they'll bash the ICE agents, and they'll all of this politicization of politics and bringing it into the true crime community, right? And they'll sit there and virtue signal like that. But then they'll come out and dox people on the internet like us. That's right. So doxing is bad, right? Unless it's me or Erica or Christina or Adrian or Noe, right? Doxing is bad, right? So they figured they will dox Christina now. They're going to dox Christina. Why? Oh, let's see. Please put a link to Christina's channel in the chat. I'm sorry. I know I'm going off on a 100 tangents tonight. Please put a link to Christina's channel. Oh, hey, Christina. Okay? Everybody, go subscribe to Christina right now. You know why they're doxing Christina? Because she tells the fucking truth with receipts. Yeah, that's why. That's why. But they'll dox Christina. Okay, good job. Good job doxing her daughter too. Yes, because kids are not safe, right? You're gonna dox YouTubers and their children. All right. But that's nice and all, because guess what? We know your identities. These fucktards. Let's put it to another level. What's going on here? A lot of them hide behind anonymous accounts, okay, thinking they're safe to do these things, not knowing we know everything about them. So I don't want to hear any tears. I don't want to see any tears. I don't want to hear any crying. When we tell you who these people are, everything about them, I don't want to hear a single fucking whine about them being identified, right? We shouldn't hear a single fucking word. Because if it's okay for you to dox us and our children, then it works both ways. Okay? We will also show photos of you 10, 20 years ago to embarrass you, like you like to do to us. But you know what we won't do? We won't tell lies. We won't accuse you of crimes you have not committed just to smear you. Okay? You know what else we won't do? We won't clip you out of context, paste little phrases together to try to weaponize your own words against you, because we don't have to do it that way. All we have to do is clip your words and put them out, okay? Because you've already done it to yourself. And one of these individuals really loves attacking women. By the way, I don't understand what's up with that, other than the repressed homosexuality, okay? Because this one dumbass loves to fuck with all the women in this community, and I have about had it with you. Okay, so you will be dealt with accordingly. But as far as attacking all of the women in this community, this is true crime. We're sick of you attacking all the women in this community because they don't do your bidding and they refuse to kiss the ring. You're nobody. But you work for law enforcement, so you think you're badass. But yeah, I mean, this is Delphi. This is the hand we've been dealt in Delphi. It's insane. Absolutely insane. But I ask you, where is their penetrating Delphi content? Where is their meticulous examination of the case against Richard Allen? It's not to be found. Their channels have become 100% about us. Okay, so what they do, their entire platforms and channels are focused on us. They're fixated on us. And what they do, they sprinkle the Richard Allen in there every blue moon, just to give the appearance that they're on task. But I'm sorry, when 2/3, 3/4 of your content is about the prof, Erica, Christina, and my friends, you've revealed that you're not here for Richard Allen. Oh, and don't mention Case by Case, Mandy. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, Amy is a fucking retard, okay? You know what a retard is? Look at Amy, okay? I haven't even brought this shit up yet, but Misinformation Central, okay? Misinformation Central. Why? Why do you come to the internet to do nothing but add noise to a case that's already so complicated? Did you see the recent shit she put out? Did you see the recent shit she put out? Yeah, she put out a altered image of Abby at the crime scene with what looks like a phone near her body that was altered by a resident of Delphi whose truck Anthony Greeno was in the day the murders happened. That's right. That individual fed Amy an altered image with a fucking phone in it to fool all of you, and she took the bait for clout like she does every time. Useful idiot. But look, you guys have removed all incentivization to do anything on this fucking platform. So I will talk so much shit that you will be sick of hearing it. I guarantee you. There's no more support coming to this channel, no more views, no more content. comments. No more support to all my pathways. No one even went over to the Facebook. I made a Facebook for you guys. Okay. Hey, put the link in the chat. I got a Facebook. Everyone's welcome to come join the Facebook. I got the Substack. I got the fucking Twitch. All of my platforms I created. What the hell do I care? I tried being Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah, even you know what I do have though? I have a whole bunch of people who will criticize the shit out of everything that I do, but never support the channel. Yeah. But you guys, man, if this channel devolves to nothing but me coming on once a month just to talk shit on all these idiots, I'll do so. And this has absolutely been a disaster. It's watching a disaster. But hey, you attack someone long enough and they're friends, they're going to get sick of your shit. Okay. Oh, another discovery Christina and I made, by the way. I'll announce it now because I was going to show it. You know what happened? You know what happened? Christina and I, by the way, since you want to attack Christina, let's talk about Christina. Christina and I were sitting here discussing the documentaries. Okay, you know the two documentaries about Delphi? Let's talk about the two documentaries. We were there looking at these documentaries, and it occurred to Christina and myself, oh my God, these documentaries used all the informants as their featured guests. How fucking stupid could we have been? We actually sat here and thought that there were going to be two documentaries on the Delphi case and they were going to be worthwhile. And now, knowing what we know now, we've gone back and looked in retrospect. And what we realize is that everyone that was featured on those two major documentaries were informants. Which means the producers of the documentaries were working on behalf of law enforcement. Wake up call. Wake up call. Isn't that some shit? Ain't that some shit, right? Unbelievable. And then we also recalled, Christine and I, we were like, yeah, you know what? Remember after trial and sentencing that all the shit hit the fan with the post-sentencing press conference? And you had this post-sentencing press conference. And remember all of these cops and state actors and the prosecutor making all the podcast rounds? You guys remember all that? The murder sheet, the hidden true crime. You remember all the podcasts. You see how concerned the prosecution or the state was with social media? Not only did they whine about it at the post-sentencing press conference, they cried about how bad social media was and how Jerry Holman's not a liar. We'd walk over hot shards of ass. And then every one of those motherfuckers went and made the social media rounds, the podcast rounds. And I'm talking about all of them. McClellan, Holman, all the others, Stacy Diener. Speaking of which, I hope you've seen my community page with Stacy Diener, because I had some threats come in. After I did that, I had threats come in referencing my son, right? Some threats came in referencing my son because I made a community post showing Stacy Diener using the endorsements from this entire prosecution team. From Steve Mullen, from Becky Patty, from Tara German, from Aspen Connor, Adam Spinner, from who else gave the endorsement? Nick McClellan, of course. Murder Sheet podcast. All the state actors have endorsed Stacey Diener. I mean, it's just, what the fuck? What, is this Twilight Zone? It's crazy world we live in. But I mean, you keep coming at people, they are going to respond. Okay, so I don't want to hear any fucking tears when we show your old handles, when we show all of the context. I'll put it that way and leave it at that. But yeah, to circle back, where's all these people's content? Okay, because all I see is politics, 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 politics. Fuck the prof, Christina and Erica. Politics, politics, politics. Fuck Christina, prof, and Erica. Anyway, I think that is my rant for tonight. For anyone who doesn't understand yet, if you're refusing to see this, you need to wake up, okay? You need to wake up. We have put so much information out to help you see for yourself some direction of the truth. If you're not seeing it, if you still think we're talking crazy, you'll never get it. You'll never get it. Anyhow, it was funny today because today I woke up. We woke up this morning here in the midst of a blizzard. Now here we're mid-April, right? We're mid-April. Woke up this morning like wind howling, snow blowing, and I'm like, what in the world? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a storm coming. It needs to come. It's funny how much time everything takes because this has taken way too much time. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we know, and Erica said it in her recent podcast, which I highly recommend everyone. I don't know if Erica's listening here. She could post her most recent video in the chat. Erica's most recent, she brought this up, which I totally concur with. You have a crime here that was centered around informants, that was committed by informants, and that has been covered up by informants. Does anyone have a problem with that? Is law enforcement supposed to get away with that? Dead girls. And you know what? I would guarantee you Flora too. Flora too. So any of you fucking retards out there who claim that you care about Abby and Libby and you claim you care about Flora, okay, you claim you care about Delphi and Flora, excuse me, can you admit to yourself that these crimes revolve around informants, were committed by informants, and are being covered up by informants and law enforcement? Are we going to be okay with that? 6 dead girls. and they never get justice because informants? And as many have come to care about. Now let's, and then this is where we have to, this is where we have to draw a line, a firm line. On the other side is Richard Allen and his family. Because in order to cover for these informants, they framed and convicted Richard Allen. And so Richard Allen and his family become a second layer of victims in all this. Flora, Delphi, who knows what other cases. I mean, let's put it this way. Let's strike that, put it this way. If the Indiana State Police was willing to allow the murders of 6 girls, the 4 in Flora, the 2 in Delphi, and untold others, if they were allowed all, if they have allowed all of that to go, in order to protect their informants and maybe their own liability in it all, how many times has it happened before? How many victims of informants working for the Indiana State Police and the counties, how many victims are going to be allowed to have their cases buried in this way? Or how many guys, if you take the other side of it, how many people are going to be wrongfully framed and wrongfully convicted, and them and their families have to deal with this? All to protect the state police, the local law enforcement, and their informants? And it's so important to them that they're willing to hire an entire PR team to manage the online discussion. You guys remember Gray Hughes, right? Remember Gray Hughes, right? Gray Hughes, what was it? Global Strategies Group? Global Strategies Group, probably the first firm hired for Delphi. Look, we know there were firms. There have been multiple. But I wonder, in the first year or two, who was a firm, or what was the firm hired to handle a Delphi before 2019? So what firms were hired prior to 2019? What firms were hired after 2019? Because it's my opinion at this point that we're dealing with multiple cycles of PR firms being hired and then dissolving, and then another one being hired and dissolved, and maybe some free agents coming like Gray Hughes, and then the Angela Sedlowskis, and then the untold. We have no way of knowing. But I would guarantee you, I would say it's in the 99th percentile, that what we're looking at is a combination of several PR firms that had been contracted or engaged with over the years, several PR firms, several informants, and several social media influencers. And that gives you 9 years of narrative control on the Delphi murders and the conviction of Richard Allen. Not to mention the several quote unquote suicides that have occurred over the years during this entire case. You know, people intimately connected to all of these individuals. How many deaths are we forgetting? How many deaths have occurred in the course of all of this? And like I said, not just deaths, lives have been ruined. So yeah, you're looking at someone who's absolutely fucking sick of facing this bullshit on a daily basis, and it's not my cup of tea anymore. It's not. Every day I'm not sitting here doing this is so much better than the days that I am. And that's a sad reality. But I never believe in stagnation or um, what's the word? Um, being paralyzed by fear or whatever. So I've said before there will be changes, and the changes haven't come yet, but there will be changes. There will be changes because uh, I think that personally, um, I can adapt to this toxic, stagnant environment and do things that are better for me because this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, but it's Delphi. But when I'm telling you, if you understood the amount of manipulation that has gone on, and like I said, for the most part, these are locals, okay? The locals have manipulated this case into oblivion. Oh, how cute. How cute. You tell the truth and they always appear. They always appear. Um, but look, the deal here is anything you've ever wondered about what I've said or my opinion, it's immutable. The receipts are there. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, if you have any questions, go dig. You'll find what you're looking for. Um, it's just funny that a scumbag would come into the chat like that. Hello, scumbag. You come into the chat like that because you don't have the balls to come in as yourself, show your face, show your name, and say what you have to say. It's okay, no balls. It's okay. See, the difference between you and me, I sit here, I show my face, you know my name, and I've done so for 3 years or more. And you can't do that. Why? Because you're a pussy. I think I fixed it, Deb. It's okay, Deb. Listen, everyone, please tell Deb thank you for the wonderful job she does. Deb had a slip of the thumb. Thank you, Deb. Deb does so much, and she's always here, and she's an absolute angel. She's like one of the few lights in this thing for me. Because Deb's always there, always supportive, and she does a lot. And look, the Deb has this magical ability. She can get a link immediately. Somehow. She's always able to do everything all the time. Perfectly. Anyway, Deb, thank you so much. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So there's a lot that's going on that these people seem to be, it's like this week or this couple weeks, this month, April, they've been especially bothered. Now let's see what happened. I exposed the Chomo. Okay, that happened. So are they mad that I exposed the Chomo? Are they mad that I'm writing articles about All Eyes on Delphi's lying ass? Christina, let's talk. Let's see. All Eyes on Delphi. Have you guys been to the GitHub lately and seen that uncanny work on that site? And you still think that's somebody's mom sitting in a closet? And this community has a lot to learn. This community has a lot to learn. Anyhow, I said I was done with my rant quite a while ago. Look, I've prepared for you tonight a million questions, but not really a million. It's more like 50. I don't think we'll get through all of them because I went longer than I meant to. But tonight I wanted to do something interesting, and we'll see what happens, okay? We'll see what happens. We'll see how this goes. But this is an experiment, okay? This will require your voting, okay? So let's see. Let's see if we can do a little test run here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Did that work at all? Hmm. Okay, it seemed like that may have worked. Okay, so the poll is this is our first poll for this is our first poll for the testing. We're testing this out. How closely do you follow the Delphi case? Daily, weekly, occasionally, not closely. Okay. So we only got 21 votes. No, no, no. I'm not moving on until we get, let's say, 30. 22 votes. This game ain't going to work if you guys don't play. Is everyone? I know what it is. It's the cranks watching. The cranks are watching. Can you feel the hate? Oh, you have to be on a device. I don't think the TV. I don't think the TV will work here. Let's see. Let me rearrange myself at the desk here. The poll should be at the top of the chat. If you cling on it, cling. I click on it. Cling. What am I saying? Okay, three more. We're at 28. We need two more votes. Two more votes. Let's get to 30. Come on. All right. Hello, Pert, and hello, Venue 3. Who else is here? Violet's Critter Mama. Carol's here. Hey, Carol. Carol. What's up, Carol? All right. Boom. We made it to 33 votes. Good job, guys. Let me end that one, and I'll tell you the results. Okay. Okay, the answer is, let's see. Let me end it. Come on, man. I don't know if my mouse is not working or whatever. What's going on here? There, can you guys see that? So it looks like we're at 46%. 46% daily, 42% weekly. Okay, good job. Good job. So that's a good test. So we got that one going. Now let me pull up next one. Let's see. There we go. All right, we have another one up. Okay, the next one says, where do you get most info? Where do you get most info? YouTube, news media, court docs, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, social media. Haha. Okay, we got to 30 votes. I'll end that one. I'll end that one. Let's end it. Let's see. It looks like the clear winner there is YouTube. Look at that. 87%, 10% court docs. 10% court docs. Now see, makes it pretty clear. Makes it pretty clear why we have always received such backlash here on YouTube. Have said it before. Know we will remember this. I've said YouTube is where the discussion happens. That's why they are here. That's why they are here. All right. I got a bunch more. Let's see. These all take time, though. Oops, not that. This one. All right. Okay, we're getting the ball rolling here. Good job, guys. Thank you. This is how confident are you in your understanding? Well, if you watch me, Eric, and Christina, you're going to be pretty damn confident, which is why the rage. Looks like most people are very confident. Hey, I didn't even click that one. Okay, I clicked somewhat. Everybody, simmer down a bit. Yeah, simmer down a bit. Now, I would say most people should be somewhat confident. If you're very confident, mm, even I'm not very confident. I think there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more to learn. All the lies and all the omissions. Shit, we still don't know. Guys, Sue. Remember Christina? Who is Sue? Who is the Sue that was a witness on the bridge that was suddenly replaced with Betsy Blair? I'm not confident at all because Gray Hughes fucked this shit up for everyone, for all of us. Okay, you guys remember Sue? Sue's got a very difficult name. Let me say the name. Okay, let me find it. Let's see. I got to get her name here. Sue. Sue Hagedorn Iverson. Sue Hagedorn Iverson. I'll type it. What happened to Sue? What happened to the other 40 people out there that day? You know? Yeah, Gray Hughes claimed she was a bridge guy witness. She was the first bridge guy witness. Crazy, eh? Crazy. They disappeared her. All right. So you guys say, did I close this poll out yet? Very confident, 77%. I'm not very confident because we're still not confident on everyone who was out there that day or that the girls were there when they say they were. Like there's so many mysteries. Why does Abby look so disturbed in that photo that's supposedly taken on the way to the trails? Why does Abby look like that? And where did that other photo come from that was on the documentary with Libby with the big smile on her face? All right. Next. This is a good one for you. I think this is a good one. All right, let me type it in there. Let's get some votes on this one. Social media impact on the case. Let's get rolling with that one. Social media impact on the case. Was it very helpful? Has social media been very helpful in learning the truth of what happened to Abby and Libby? Not railroading Richard Allen. Maybe I should have made two. Figuring out the truth of this crime. Has social media been very helpful, somewhat helpful, harmful, or extremely harmful? You guys are going to vote? Do we not have votes? How many we got? 32 votes. Good. Okay. So you guys say harmful. 16% says very helpful. 19 somewhat helpful. 38% says harmful. 28 very harmful. Harmful overall. Come on, poll. Let's end. Why do I have trouble ending it? There, is that it? Did it end twice? What the hell? Okay. Harmful. Harmful. Yeah, good. Good input, pertinent. Let's see if I can get this up there. It will impact the appeal, hence the concerted effort to attack those who don't follow the state's Disney story. Great point, pertinent. That's a great point. That's a very, very good point, pertinent. Thank you. Let me give you some love. Let's see. Thank you, Pert in it. Thank you, pertinent. Shit, I can't even do a single thing. Let's see. Here we go. That's great input, Pert. Concerted effort to attack those who don't follow the state's Disney fucking narrative of Gray Hughes, Disney, NASA. Listen, that's the whole deal with the Mean Girls. Don't you get the crank shit? Don't you get the cranks? The cranks and All Eyes on Delphi, like, diligently follow the state's narrative. So does Michael Osberg. Like this, the entire so-called Free Ricky Allen team follows the state's narrative. In other words, they will debate minutia that don't matter to this, but they will never step outside of the rails that the state has laid down, and literally that Gray Hughes has laid down. But Pert makes a great point there, and that's the reason you see the venom coming from the cranks, because the cranks are the troll farm. Haven't you realized that yet? Like, first there was the troll farm, right? The troll farm's job was to get us to the first day of jury selection. Once we got to the first day of jury selection, the troll farm retired. And the cranks stepped in to do the same job. Now it's in the crank's hand. And in essence, their uniparty, when Adrian and I used to say uniparty, there was a reason we said that. It is a fucking uniparty. It's called the Indiana State Police Narrative Controllers. It is what it is. I can't change it. Okay, here's one for you. Okay, the next one up is importance of bridge guy video. Critical, limited, important, overstated, and are faked. Importance of bridge guy video. Come on, we got 26 votes. Let's get to 30. We got importance of bridge guy video. Critical, limited, important, or overstated and or faked. Well, you know my opinion. Okay, looks like we got. Oh yeah, we got to 30 votes. Good. Thank you guys. Okay, we got. I'll give it another second in case some more come in, but we got 77% overstated and are faked. Okay, let's get that done. Can we get 32? One more? Why my mouse not working? I swear everything's lagging. Okay, look like we got overstated and or fake 73%. Good one. Let's see. We're going to do another. Let's get another going. Sorry, it takes me a minute to type these in. coming. It's coming. Okay. Okay. Y'all ready for the next one? The next one is it coming or not? Come on, bud. Did it post? There we go. Weight and trustworthiness of eyewitness testimony. Weight and trustworthiness of eyewitness testimony. High, moderate, low, or you gotta be fucking kidding me. So the weight, worthiness, trustworthiness of eyewitnesses in the case against Richard Allen. No one clicked high at all. Okay, moderate, low, you got to be kidding me. Well, it's so far what I'm seeing by looking back at these. I think as far as it looks like we're like 70 something, 80% on the same page. Everyone who's voting here. We're all about 70, 80% on the same page, which is a majority, right? Even if we're doing a 2/3 majority, which it would take to override a veto in Congress. We got 29 votes. Let's get a couple more. We'll close it. Yeah. Looks like the consensus here, the majority is you got to be fucking kidding me with these eyewitnesses. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so let's see. Close that one. All right. Oops. Okay. Come on, man. What's going on here? Come on. I have a situation here. End it. $79%. You got to be kidding me. All right. Okay, next up. Next up is, has key evidence been withheld? Has key evidence been withheld? Yes, no, possibly, hells to the fucking yeah. 28, 30 votes. Good job. Good job. Key evidence has been withheld. Okay, so 61% held to the fucking yeah, 33% to yeah. So together that's 94% says yes, 94% say yes. Evidence has been withheld. 3% say no. Or troll farm in the house. Troll farm in the house. Okay, let's see. Next up. Here we go. All right, what do we have here? Did it not post yet? Come on, poll. There we go. There we go. Okay, the poll is should more evidence be released? Yes, no, publicly release everything, or continue withholding the actual evidence? So that's a complicated question. So let's see. Yes would mean through the court system, through the trial system. Should more evidence be released through trial system? Uh, B is no, not through the trial system. C is publicly release everything. Fuck the trial system. And D is continue withholding the actual evidence from everyone, including the lawyers. That's what I meant by that. Okay. See what we get there. 22 votes. Okay, we're close. We're close. Let's see. This says 29 votes. We need a couple more. Oh, 30 votes. Good. I'll stop it there. Let's see. Let's end it. Okay. Should more evidence be released? Publicly release everything, 50%. So seems like you guys are a little more divided on that. 50% say publicly release everything. 37% say yes through the court system. So that's 50, 60, 70, 87%. So I would say that means 87% say release more evidence in some form or fashion. Continue withholding the actual evidence, 10%. No, 3%. With troll farm in the house. You guys gonna seriously stick around just to vote? Okay. Thank you, troll farm. I'm glad to see you're in the minority. Okay. Here we go. Next up. This one's hard to figure out how to say it. Let's see. Okay, there you go. It took a while to type that one in. Can only fit in so many characters. Okay, so this question will be: should law enforcement have released more information earlier, or should more evidence have been shared publicly? Should law enforcement have released more information early in the investigation, or should more evidence have been shared publicly? Yes, no, maybe, or absolutely, it would have been momentous and possibly changed the entire course of justice for Abby and Libby. So this has to do with what I would call the law enforcement process regarding the quality of the investigation and transparency. And look, while you guys are voting on that, let me just say this. And I think this is the bottom line when it comes to Richard Allen. If Richard Allen went to them in the days after the murders of Abby and Libby, and if, as they claim, he was the murderer, should not they have immediately found Richard Allen? Think about how stupid their fucking fairy tale here is. Okay, here's their fairy tale. Richard Allen went to them immediately after the murders, said he was there. They claim he gave the time that they say this happened. Like, think of how insane this story is from law enforcement. They say in the days after the murders, he went to them. He gave them himself at the crime scene, meaning the trails, the bridge. They say he gave them his phone data, information. He put himself there, they say, at the time this all happened. So you have this guy who you say resembles the bridge guy, who puts himself there at the time. So you have a guy who's resembling the bridge guy, who puts himself there at the place and at the time in the days after the murders. And they say they didn't discover him until Kathy Shank years later stumbled upon a tip in a box. Think of how insane that is. I mean, I want all the bloodlusters, the guilters, to think about this. Think very clearly. You had the most high profile case in the entire Midwest at the time. Two girls brutally slaughtered, found the way they were found. You had the FBI, the state police, the sheriffs, the local police, the DNR, the volunteer firemen. You had everybody descended upon Delphi, Indiana in 2017. And you had a guy come in and say, hey, I was there at that place at that time. And he gave you the IMEI off the back of his phone. And you had geofencing, you had pings, you had everything you needed, including this guy putting himself there at that place at that time. And you didn't figure that out? Does no one else think that that's absolutely it is literally an impossible scenario to believe? What would be the equivalent? Let me speculate. Here's what I would speculate. Let's say Moscow, Idaho. Okay, sorry, Indiana. Let's say at that crime, which was extremely high profile, it was the high profile case in Idaho at the time it happened. Let's say you have a guy that comes into the police station and says, "Hey, I was over there at that house on that night at that time. Here's my phone data and all this. Yeah, I was there." And they let that guy go unfound for 5 years? Does anyone think that's believable? Because for me, it don't fly. It don't fly. That shit don't fly. Okay, time to end this one. Kind of went on a tangent, but let's see what we can do here. Apparently, I have too many things open. I got to close some windows here. Okay, got to close some windows. Did it not end yet? Come on, end it. Okay, so should law enforcement have released more information earlier, or should more evidence have been shared publicly? Yes, 43%. Absolutely would have been momentous, 30%. So that's 73% say yes. Maybe 15% no, 12%. All three Troll Farm members. Shout out Troll Farm. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, let me get this one. Let's see. This is a good one. We got to speed this up. This is going by too slowly. What the hell is going on here with this? Guys, I'm having a disaster right now. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm having some problem putting the next one up. Come on, man. Come on, dude. working on this. Let's see. Get back to what I was doing. Here we go. What a disaster. All right. Okay. Where was I? Oh, this one. Okay, good one. Here we go. Okay. This one says trust in official statements. And what I mean by that is all of the press conferences from day one, all of the Doug Carter shit, and everything since. So, all official statements from law enforcement and the prosecutor. Trust in official statements. High, moderate, low, or none. High, moderate, low, or none. Public trust in official statements in the Delphi case. Okay, so let's see. Where are we? 21 votes. All right, guys. Can we get to 30? 30 votes? Can everyone see it? Trust in official statements. Twenty-three votes. Everyone stopped voting because I crashed. Sorry. I only had 15 windows open. Okay, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll end it. So here we're dealing with, let's see, we got 24 votes. All right, I'll end it. 24 votes. 75% say no trust. Oh, 4%. 4% say trust in official statements. High. Jinx, why are you voting in my polls? Get out of here. Was that you, Critter Mom, and I blame Jinx? Oh well. Okay. Get back to what I'm doing. All right, let's see. Okay, what are my choices here? Oh, here we go. Okay, this one is important. Fairness of trial, trust in the system at this point on this case. Fair trial, moderate trust in the system, fair trust, no trust in the system. So this would go to the prosecutor, the witnesses for the state, and the judge. $14 votes. Let's get some more in there. Let's get up to at least 25. Come on, man. 30. We have 67 in here, 68. We should be able to get half of the people to hit a button, right? Click a button. Trust in the fairness of the trial or in the system. Okay, let's see where we are. 22 votes. How about three more? Come on. Three more, guys. Let's get it over with. I'm ready to go to bed. Let's end it. 91% no trust. Still got 5% who's who is that one person? We got one person in here. It's okay. All right. I got another one for you. Let's do this one. All right, here's one. Was the jury impartial or compromised? Impartial, affected by pretrial publicity in media or social media, compromised, or pressured by outside influences. So I know that's a complicated series of choices there. But honestly, these are questions that I still have that are hard to wrap the mind around. Were they compromised, brainwashed by Gray Hughes and Greeno and all the YouTubers? Or was there community pressure, you know? I mean, and what I should have put in there, did the defense do a poor job of vetting the jurors? Was it the defense's fault for just letting anyone in? Remember this, guys? Do you guys remember this when it came to jury selection? How the defense was just letting them on through, not really fighting the jurors. They just let them on in, let them on in, let them on in. And remember when the juror questionnaire came out? Okay, remember that juror questionnaire? Do you guys remember it? Wonder if I can dig that up. Let me see if I might be able to dig that up. I don't know if I still have that somewhere. Let's see. Hmm. I might have that somewhere. I don't know if it's worth trying to go find, but guys, do you remember that even the juror questionnaire was leaked? Remember the juror questionnaire where it asked all of these questions? Do you know Jerry Holman? You know, Keegan Klein, Ron Logan, on and on and on. Remember all those questions? I wish I could find that. I'd love to throw that up on the screen while you vote. Oh, maybe I did find it. Let's see. Because that's another thing that got leaked, if you remember correctly. All right, here are some of the questions on there. Do you know any of the following people who may be involved in this case? Okay. Now, guys, I'm reading directly from the questionnaire. As a matter of fact, I want to go get it. I want to go get that. Do you know any of the following people who may be involved in the case? Nicholas McClellan, Brad Rossi, Andrew Baldwin, Richard Allen, Kathy Allen, Liberty German, Abigail Williams, Kelsey German, Jerry Holman, Tony Liggett, Steve Mullen, Jay Harper, Dave Vito, Tobe Leavenby, Keegan Klein, Brad Holder, Patrick Westfall, Johnny Messer, Elvis Fields, Rod Abrams, Ron Logan. That's from the juror questionnaire. Okay. Have you heard any discussion in the local community about the prosecution of Richard Allen for murder? Okay. That's the jury questionnaire, which was leaked out here in the public. Okay. All right. So what we got here, was a jury impartial or compromised? Compromised, 67%. Outside pressure, 19%. Impartial, 7%. Affected by pretrial publicity, social media, 7%. Okay. Okay, I got another one for you. Oops, where are we? Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Where is it? All right, here's this one. The next one is, do YouTubers push narratives, misinformation for views, etc.? Often, sometimes, never, the majority have. Okay. Do YouTubers push narratives or misinformation for views, etc.? Okay, 17 votes. Let's at least get to 20. We're at 18. Do YouTubers, the Delphi YouTubers, and there's been many, just think of the number of Delphi creators. I know none of them are here anymore. you know, nobody's here anymore. But in the past, when there were many who covered Delphi, was it the majority who pushed narratives and misinformation? Did it often happen? Did it sometimes happen? Did it never happen? I see we still got Troll Farm in here. There's one person who's that one person Never, never push. Thanks for exposing yourself. Like, I'll end it. Okay, 20 people voted. We got our troll farm in here says it never happens. No one's ever pushed narratives or misinformation for views or to affect the outcome of the case or to influence the potential future jurors, which was my contention. Okay. Okay. Okay, here's the next one. Oops. What the hell's up going on with this? Okay, next one. Regarding the coverage of this case, has there been harassment to those covering this case? Some, a lot, too much, and or an unbelievable amount. Some, a lot, too much, an unbelievable amount. Let's get up to 30 on this one. This is your pulse of the harassment in the community, specifically Delphi related, not just true crime in general, specifically on Delphi coverage. Has there been harassment to those who have covered this case? – 1984 amount. I see. Okay. Am I stopping it at 23? I think I'll stop it at 23. Okay, there we go. We got unbelievable amount, 60%. Too much, 22%. A lot, 12%. Some, 9%. Still got our troll in here. All right. All right, now we're moving on. Let's check this one out here. Let's see. Okay, we got We got a new one up. This one says, should the fundraisers be audited? Yes, no, only the largest ones. Sorry, there's a typo. Not sure. Should the fundraiser or fundraisers be audited? Okay, we got 18 votes. 18 votes. Let's get to 20. 19 votes. Good job. Thank you. 21 votes. All right. All right, that one's up. Sorry, it took a while to type in there. This one says, let's read it. This one says, should the public and or creators create and promote fundraisers again without transparency? Yes, no, only with permission from the Allens or the Allen family, and never again because of the past problems. So I know that's convoluted. Maybe I wasn't thinking straight the way that I typed it, but okay, what am I hitting? What I'm getting at is, should individuals out here in the public create and promote fundraisers without any sort of transparency like has been done? Yes, they should just do it again willy nilly. No, they should not do it again ever. Uh, yes, they should create additional fundraisers in the future, but only with permission from the Allen family. Or Never another fundraiser because of the past problems with the fundraisers. That's the questions. Okay. So I'll leave that up a minute. But fundraiser questions. If the fundraisers are going to be handled poorly, as they have been, without transparency or accounting, should it happen? Should it not happen? Should it happen on the contingency that it be done at the direction of the Allen family, which is my vote? Excuse me, that's my vote. It should happen with the direction of the Allen family if it's going to happen at all, um, or never again. Just not even a discussion, not open for discussion. Okay. Mhm. I'll wait to get to 20 votes. Oh, we got to 20. Here we go. There we go. Should the public and or creators create and promote fundraisers again? No, 50%. Only with permission from the Allens, 35%. Yes, 10%. Never again, 5%. So yeah, I'm with the 35% there. Only with permission from the Allen family. But the majority of you say no, no more fundraisers. Okay, let's do another one. Let's see. Okay, the next one. Next one is, were the family members honest in their testimonies at trial? Yes, no, somewhat, or contradicted themselves? Yes, no, somewhat, or contradicted themselves. This would be Derek German, Kelsey German, Anna Williams, Becky Patty, etc. Were the family members honest in their testimony at trial? Okay, we got 20 votes. Can we get five more? Five more votes, possibly. All right, let's see what we got. 23 votes. Sounds good. Two more, we'll get to 25. One more. One more, please. Should I end it at 24? Were the family members honest in their testimonies? Yes, no, somewhat, or contradictory? We're stuck at 24. No one else wants to get in on this? All right, let's do it. 24. Okay, 59% say no, they were not honest. 25% say contradicted themselves. And of course, we got our troll in here. He says, troll says yes. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's back it up a bit. Let's see, I got these. Kind of along the same lines, we'll do this one. Oops. Uh-huh. Jeez. Okay. Did that one post? I think so. I think that one posted. So we got another one. Here's another poll for the YouTube community. And hey, if you're watching on replay, you can leave your answers down in the comment section once this video posts. So please go ahead and leave your comments down in the comment section if you're watching this on replay, and we'll see what your replies are. This says here, how credible and consistent did you find most prosecution witness testimony? How credible and consistent did you find the prosecution witness testimony? Very credible and consistent, somewhat credible and consistent, not credible and consistent enough, or highly inconsistent with large gaps. Prosecution witness testimony. You guys getting along on Friday night? Are we this bored? Yes, okay. Oh, we got 25 votes. Good job, guys. Thanks for jumping in. I'd love to see the 30. But yeah, how credible and consistent did you find most prosecution witness testimony? 26 votes. Maybe we'll get to 30 if I give it a few minutes. Prosecution witnesses included individuals like Steve Mullen, right? Brian Harshman, Becky Patty, Kelsey German, Derek German, Sarah Carba. Okay. Let me see. We got 28 votes, two more. Trial witnesses for the state is who we're discussing now. Let's see. 28 votes, maybe we get two more. So far, we're at 68% highly inconsistent with large gaps from the state witnesses, which include all the cops and family members and a couple of the people out there that day. 29 votes. Thank you. Maybe one more. 69%. Well, maybe I'll end it at 29 then. Sounds good to me. There we go. 69% say highly inconsistent with large gaps. That's the feeling out here. Okay. Okay, this is a good one here. I wrote this down. Let me pop this one in here. Okay. Oh, I got to get my replies. This is a good one. Interesting. Okay, this is a struggle now. This is a challenge. This is a challenging one, in my opinion. This one says, which type of testimony do you trust most? Which type of testimony do you trust most overall in this trial? Now, we're talking about Delphi, okay? We're talking about Delphi murders, not in general, not in any normal case. I mean, in this Delphi murders case, which type of testimony would you trust most? Experts, cops, civilians, or none equally? I think it's a good question for the community. Which type of testimony do we trust most in any trial regarding Delphi? Experts, cops, civilians, or none equally? Wow, that's a surprising answer. I didn't expect that. You never know what you never know what you're gonna get. Never know what you're gonna get. I'll end it there. Okay. None equally. Okay, let's see. This one's gonna be scorched earth. I got a scorcher for you. Here's a scorcher for you. Boom, there it is. This is a scorcher. Very, very important consideration here. Who's the most important witness that was excluded in the Delphi murders trial? Mike Patty, Daniel Pearson, Keegan Klein, Reese Davis. Mike Patty, Daniel Pearson, Keegan Klein, Reese Davis. 12 votes. Come on, let's double that. Let's double it. Can we get to 30? 35? 40? Hey, Barbara, I agree. I trusted Stacy Eldridge. All right, let's see. 22 votes. We got Reese Davis. Keegan Klein is up there. It's a battle between Keegan and Reese now. 24 votes. Interesting. I think it's a. I agree with you. It is a tug of war. Reese or Keegan? I don't know. Keegan's a habitual liar, so he might not tell the truth. It might be difficult. Um, Reese maybe not such a good witness because of his speech impediment, but I don't know. It's all very difficult. Mike Patty, Daniel Pearson. We got 26 votes. Can we get to 30 on this one? Seems to be a race between Reese Davis and Keegan Klein. Most important witness excluded in the Delphi murders trial against Richard Allen. I'll give it 30 more seconds. Thanks for participating, everyone, sticking around. It's pretty nice, pretty interesting. 26 votes. Okay, let's do another one, same way. Okay, oops. Okay, let me end this. Okay, let's do another one similar. All right, this one took a while. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Next one up, following on the previous. Okay, following on the previous. This says, who's the most important third party suspect witnesses excluded at trial? Brad Holder and his son, Amber Holder and Taylor Hornady, Patrick Westfall and Associates, or Elvis Fields' two damn sisters? Brad Holder and his son, Amber Holder and Taylor Hornady, that's the two girlfriends, Patrick Westfall and his crew, or Elvis Fields' two damn sisters, who he confessed to? Those are your questions for that one. I know all of the above. Damn it. Pert, thank you. I mean, yeah, I should have included that. You know, I can include another one. I should have put all of the above. But no, make a decision. Go vote. Vote on it. Make a decision. I know it's a tough choice, but even if you could only allow one or two in, which two? Honestly, in my opinion, when I'm reading the Franks memorandum, okay, if I'm just going to read all of the stuff from the Franks, I would want to hear personally from the women. In other words, Amber Holder, Taylor Hornady, and Elvis's two damn sisters. I'd want to hear from the girlfriends and the sisters. That's my opinion there. Because look, let's be honest here. Do you really think that Patrick Westfall, Brad Holder, or Logan would sit on the stand and tell the damn truth? Okay, 23 votes. Maybe we get two or three more or five. I don't know. I'll give it another minute. Yeah, I'd love to know. I'd love to. I'd love. All right, let's stop it at 24 then. Okay. So there you have it. You have Elvis Fields' two damn sisters, and then next, Brad and his son. Okay, good job. That's a good one. Okay, let's do another one. We're going to be ending soon, y'all. Let me figure out how to phrase this. Uh, Okay. A loose collection of flimsy and okay witnesses. Which testimony changed your views the most? Sarah Carba, Kelsey German, Rayleigh Voorhees, Stacey Eldridge. Now, I know that's a bit unfair because that's three prosecution witnesses, one defense. But honestly, Rayleigh could have been a defense witness. Honestly, my opinion, Rayleigh Voorhees, defense witness. Should have been. But I'll tell you my answer while you're voting. I don't want to unfairly affect things, but for me, it was Stacey Eldridge. And Sarah Carbaugh showed her ass, though. I'll say that. Sarah Carbaugh really showed her ass by catching the attitudes, acting all insane and crazy the way that she did, acting all crazy, smarty pants. She really showed me that she was not of good intentions. Her part in this, it came across as ill intent. So that's how I felt about it. She changed my view of her as a witness, you know, whereas Stacey Eldridge changed my view of the reality of the happenings that day in the crime flow. So, yeah. All right. I'll end it there. Boom. 17 votes. Stacey Eldridge, okay, with 60%. All right. Um, I can put a nice one up. I'll put a generous one up. Let's see. This will be a little challenging too. All right, this one's a little complicated to express, but the question is, has this entire process that's unfolded with the Delphi trial and the lead up and all of the discovery and the Frank's memorandum and the witness testimony and the data about the phone and all of this stuff, has this entire process over the past few years at least answered some questions you had about the truth of this case? And I said 160, 30, or 10. That means, yeah, this has at least answered some questions. 60%, well, it kind of answered some questions. 30%, yeah, maybe. 10%, no. Do we know more now than we knew then? Okay. Okay. Here's your next one up. I think we'll do two more and get out of here. Okay, next one up. Did the majority of the state's witnesses seem coached by the prosecutor? Yes, no, most seem, only a few seem. See, we still got a troll in here. there's still a troll in here saying no, no, there was no coaching. We know there was coaching. Shut the fuck up. All right. All right. Okay, you guys ready? I'm gonna shut this one down. Let's see. 28 votes. Got 28 votes here. Did the majority of the state's witnesses seem coached by the prosecutor? 80% say yes. And of course, we got our one troll in here. Shout out Troll Farm. Okay, let's see. Okay, I got two for you. Two final questions. Okay, two final polls here. Two final polls. These two will be regarding the appeal. Okay, we'll do two regarding the appeal. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Come on. All right. All right. First one. Thank you guys for sticking it out here. Let's see. Um, First one on the appeal. How likely do you think a successful appeal is? Very likely. 50-50 possible. Unlikely. Or the fix is already in, no hope. How likely do you think a successful appeal is? Is he going to be successful in this appeal? 50-50, maybe, maybe not. Very unlikely, or there's zero hope. I mean, remember, this is Indiana. This is Indiana. This is a cover up of monumental proportions. A cover up of monumental proportions. The attorney general is in on it. The state police is in on it. A whole bunch of judges are in on it. All of law enforcement is in on it. And a whole bunch of child predators are in on it. Okay? It's a cover up of monumental proportions. All right. I'll wait for two more votes. Two more votes. Okay, one more vote. Come on, y'all. One more. I feel a sneeze coming on, guys. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, here we go. 50-50 possible, 39%. 50-50 possible. Unlikely, 30%. Fixes it in already, 18%. Very likely, 14%. Okay, now one more. Let me get this one up. Okay, last one, guys. Uh, uh, all right, so let me get to this. Gosh, I'm struggling with this one. Hold on. Okay. All right, I got it. Sorry about that. Jeez, what the hell? Okay. Okay, it's ready. All right. That's your last one. Last one, guys. Regarding the appeal, the question is which aspect of the appeal should be most impactful on its likelihood for success? Which aspect, remember, there's these issues that were brought forward. Okay, these issues were brought forward by Rick Allen's appeal team. And these issues are the issues that are at stake. So the question is which particular issue out of the handful should be most impactful on the likelihood of a successful appeal? And that's the unconstitutional search of Allen's home, which means the fruit of the poisonous tree, right? There's the confessions made under unprecedented solitary confinement, which were the product of psychosis. There were the court's errors, which is Judge Gull's clear bias that was exhibited throughout this entire process. And lastly, there was the denial of the motion to correct error and whether that was proper or not. Okay. So, out of those issues, which one do you believe should be most impactful on the decision of the appellate tribunal? And I'll give you a couple more minutes to vote, and then we'll be out of here. And we'll do this again sometime. I can already tell by the votes coming in. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. Unlike most other questions, this one is more of a difficult decision for you guys. I think after I read yours, then I'll give my opinion. 21 votes. Let's get to 25. 24, 25. A few more. 22, 23, 24. Yeah, one more. Let's do one more. Anyone out there want to click a button? One more. 25. Good. Let's take a look. All right. You guys say the court's error and Judge Gull's bias should be the most impactful at 36%. But 28%, which is followed closely, say solitary confinement and psychosis. 20% say unconstitutional search, and 16% say the motion to correct error denial. I say it is tough. It's a tough call for me. I would have to choose two. I would have to choose two, but I'm not going to do that to you. I'll tell you what the two are. But okay, my number one Absolute number one for me are the confessions. The confessions that were the result of the unprecedented pre-trial solitary confinement of 13 months, during which time he fell into a deep psychosis. And it was exactly and specifically during this period of deep psychosis that Richard Allen submitted up or offered up these false confessions. So for me, it's the admitting of these so called confessions that were extracted from him during this mm, torture period of torture, in effect, waterboarding. These false confessions were the most impactful on the jury, which is why it's my opinion that were it not for the admitting in of these confessions that were involuntary and produced or extracted from Richard Allen during this period of psychosis, the jury would have never voted guilty. So I think for me, those confessions should not have been allowed in. But that also reflects on the judge, doesn't it? Because that's my number two. My number two is the judge's bias or errors or her bad decisions, her clear bias she exhibited, which it's really the same thing if we're going to nitpick. But I would say this all centers around, I'm going to type it in the chat so I can put it up here. This all centers around Judge Gull. Okay? Judge Gull. Her power in that courtroom by allowing in these confessions and then by also exhibiting all of this bias in all of her decisions, I think she is the reason, ultimately. So I would choose both for that reason. Um, and those are both kind of close. If you look at them, we're at 36 and 28%. So we could have had another person or two come in and vote and make those equal, but those both revolve around the biased judge in this case. And I don't know. That's it. So that's it for me, guys. I'm tired and it's late. And I want to thank everyone for being here. Happy Friday. And, that's the Delphi polls. Number one. Maybe we'll do some more. That was pretty interesting. Thanks, everybody, for jumping in and participating. I think that we're all in, 75% agreement on most issues. We're about 75% in agreement. And I know that one's pretty tough, But let's see if we add those. What happens if we add those? So if we add the 36 to 28, that gives us 74. Yeah, once again. But that's it. So happy Friday. Today was Friday, April 17th. Thanks for being here. Look out for the community page. I'm going to put some interesting stuff up there. And please do me a favor. I don't know if Deb can put up my Facebook. Go join my Facebook group. I want to get to 500 followers over there on Facebook. We only got 50. So come on, guys. If you watch this show, go join my Facebook group. Deb's going to put it up. It's also in the channel description and all that, in the link tree, I believe. And support the channel in the ways that you can and want to. Appreciate it. And leave comments down below if you're watching this on a replay. I appreciate that too. Thanks, everybody, for being here. God bless Libby and Abby, and God bless you too. And I'm going to hug my kid and hide my wife. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. We'll see you guys later.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
It was our job to help law enforcement.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
Good vibes, only need good vibes, good vibes, good
Prof is a fucking terrorist, a fucking pedophile, sympathizing fucking terrorist.
Been waiting so patient, I'm going places, can't fake it. My heart is so cold, my energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me count my blessings daily. Yeah, they've been acting shady, but I don't take it personal. The memory's fading, I'm enjoying the moment. I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, unfolding. Nothing to prove, cause I'm about to blow. I've been in the booth, speaking to my soul. You know that I'm true, either way it go, either way it goes. I cannot turn cold, staying on the low. I've been protecting my soul. If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn their back. Acting like the amigos, he never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go. And I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure. Only good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only good vibes.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them. People that are trying to degrade, they're always trying to degrade someone.
For my inner peace, I've been learning more about myself and my purpose. Truth always come to the surface, was hurting, but I had to heal, releasing all the pain.
Prof is a fucking terrorist.
Been going through some changes, I'll make it still. Protecting my soul to keep